Welcome back. Let's spend a minute thinking about the process for our specialization in trade example. So we have two countries, Mexico and Canada, and two goods, phones and corn. So the first step in our process is just to gather any information we need. So how many labor hours does each country have? How long does it take a country to make a phone? And how long does it take the country to make a corn? Once we've got all that information, our second step is to set up our models. So we'll set up a production possibility frontier for Mexico, a production possibility frontier for Canada. When we do that, we'll put phones on the horizontal axis and corn on the vertical axis. And then we'll calculate the maximum of each good that each country can make if they completely specialized in that, if they put all of their labor hours towards producing that one good. Once we've got our PPF set up, then we can start to think about what their consumption looks like without trade and eventually with trade. So we'll start with the countries in isolation, what's known as autarky. And we'll assume that they're initially splitting their time evenly between phones and corn. We'll mark that as point A on the production possibility frontier. And then we'll let each country specialize and trade with each other. So we'll allow specialization and trade between the countries. But in order to do that, we've got to think about which good should Mexico specialize in? Which good should Canada specialize in? We'll need to calculate each country's opportunity cost and find what they have a comparative advantage in before we can answer those questions. Once we know what each country has a comparative advantage in, then we can make assumptions about what they would specialize in, let them specialize, which we'll mark as point B, and then trade with the other country, which we'll mark as point C. So once we've let the countries specialize and trade, then we can determine the gains from trade. We can say how much was each country consuming in autarky when they were in isolation with no trade, how much are they consuming after specializing and trading with their trading partner. Once we know what they were consuming, what they are consuming after trade, then we'll be able to see if they gained from trade. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.